Judgmental women are stuck in this perpetual cycle of unfulfillment, and they don't even understand what's going on. It's something that's, if they knew what was going on, they probably change it because they realize that that's what's keeping them single. If you're new to this channel, my name is Jerome, and this is a superb word. I like to give advice, modern dating advice, especially to men, but women, you can watch if you choose to. I'm a super empath, so a lot of my advice is coming from a more stern, educated empath's position, so it may be offensive depending on who's listening, but I don't change who I am for anybody. You are more than willing to listen or not. I don't feel any pain. But today I want to talk about the judgmental woman and the effects of it. I'm not naive. I understand that judgment is a tool. It's something that we need in life. You have to be able to make a judgment call on what's best for you in your life. So if a man is abusive, a man is a liar, a man is a cheater, and you feel like those aren't things that will do you any good in your life and that you don't want them in your life, by all means, you don't have to deal with it. But there's two ways to judge a situation or a person. You can either judge based on the circumstances, and you create this judgment based off of lack of data or information that you collected. You just see something and you say, oh, that's this, and you feel like you can put a finger on exactly what it is. Or you can judge someone by their characteristics and their patterns and their behaviors and things that A, you have evidence of, and B, that you continuously seen happen. So it is an arrogant, foolish mistake to judge somebody on one thing. And that is the perpetual cycle of unfulfillment I'm talking about here. Because if you can watch a man do one thing one time and deem him to be a habitual, whatever that is, that's a big mistake. You have to have enough patience and due diligence and discernment to be patient enough to give things time and see, okay, this is what it really is, because this continues to happen. I've been in relationships before, and I don't just break it off with somebody when they do something that I don't like. I legit watch their behaviors and observe their behaviors to see if this thing continuously happens. There is one instance where I will cut something off quickly, and that is if we get to a crossroad where there's a conflict and you don't know the necessary steps to take to resolve that conflict. For example, we get into a back and forth over a disagreement, and you decide that you don't care, you don't want to apologize for the role you played in it, and you'd be okay with letting it linger for days. You're out of there. Okay, that's the one instance in my life that's a pretty quick way to be discarded by me. I don't play that, because I know me. I have compassion. As stern as I appear, if I'm wrong and if I wronged you, I owe you an apology, and I need to correct my actions immediately. Otherwise, you are not obligated to tolerate my BS, and you can leave, as you should. And if you understand that that is a two-way street, you will never attempt to force or believe that you are entitled to someone putting up with you because you're just so awesome. That's arrogance. And that, again, that's the quickest way out of my life. But back to the point. Judgmental woman. How do you spot them out? What's going on? This video is mainly for my men out there who are trying to figure out what to even do with a judgmental woman, what it looks like, all of that stuff. So I got notes on this subject. I'm gonna just go down the notes so I can keep this video fairly short. We all, to a degree, judge others. Okay, like I mentioned before, judgment is something, it's a tool that we need. If somebody is doing stuff that you wouldn't do, you pass judgment on them. You say, okay, I can't deal with that person. So judgment is when you form an opinion or a judgment about something or someone. Judgment in the courtroom is, a judge can't convict you without having substantial evidence against you. So it's not something that they take a look at you when you walk in the courtroom and you look like a criminal, they say guilty. That's unlawful. So that goes back to my point. You can't just look at something and say, act like you know what it is. You know what I'm saying? You have to give things time. Trials take time. People have to come and make arguments on both points to prove their point that you actually did what they are accusing you of doing before you get convicted. Okay? I think that that's a wise way to use judgment. When you are just going off of your own understanding and you're not even seeking any kind of information to validate your feelings or your thoughts on the subject, and you make an assumption, that's how you misjudge somebody. And no one likes to be judged. Moving along. So a woman who is judgmental, she's already placed herself in a superior position in life. Okay, so wherever you are in life, it doesn't matter. She has placed herself either slightly above you or way above you. But regardless of how much, she has, in her mind, she has mentally put herself above you. It's sad because it could be because she feels like her car is newer than yours. It could feel like she makes more money than you. She could feel like she's went to college and got a degree and you are a high school dropout. She has less kids than you. It can be any reason why a woman automatically puts herself above you. And once that happens, brothers, the relationship is already on the road to destruction. As soon as a woman puts herself above you, she has judged you, and the relationship is doomed. So it doesn't matter how long you stick around, or if you give her another try, or you forgive her, or any of that stuff. You're going to walk around this relationship knowing that she has put herself above you. She is looking down to you. And you know what things come with that, fellas. It comes with condescending tones. It comes with attitude of entitlement. It comes with demeaning comments. You're being devalued. You know, no man who has value and values himself will tolerate this. So, in my opinion, it's morally irresponsible to judge someone you know nothing about, and let alone a situation that you don't have all the details to. Signs of a judgmental woman. I have about 3 signs of a judgmental woman. Many more, but these are main ones. She typically has, or she doesn't seek to understand your situation or circumstances. She believes she knows and is right about, you know, what she has judged you on. She believes, hey, she's not asking you, how did you do this, or why did you do that? She's not asking you any questions. She came up with a conclusion in her head, and she made that assumption, and she's on that. So when you try to defend yourself against these allegations, she's going to assume that you're making an excuse or you're lying, because in her head, this is what it is. Okay? Whatever she saw, she's like, this is what it is. And she didn't ask you for an explanation. She didn't ask you for a breakdown, because she doesn't care to understand. Is that healthy? Okay? Is that a healthy way to think or to be? That's toxic. That's toxic as fuck. She didn't even attempt to understand you. She saw something and she judged it. That's it. There's some steps missing. She convicted you without a trial. Okay? That's examples. If you were to go out with a woman and you were order some drinks and she ordered one, and you ordered, let's say, I'm gonna be dramatic, let's say you ordered 8 drinks, she ordered 1. When she leaves, she's going to deem you as an alcoholic. But what she doesn't know is that you don't drink until you go out. So those 8 drinks that you had were excessive in her eyes, and she's assuming that you do this often because your tolerance must be really high. You drink all the time. Now, if that woman is judgmental, she's going to never talk to you again. She's going to say, I don't want no alcoholics. My dad was one, whatever her reason was. And You could have been a guy who would respect her, honor her, marry her, cherish her, provide, protect for her. But guess what, bro? You drunk too much. You lost her. You lost her because you had 8 drinks. You didn't lose nothing, bro. If anything, God just cleared your plate so you can have an actual fulfilling meal on your plate the next time around. Number 2 example of how you can pretty much signs of a judgmental woman. She typically will have certain things going on in her life that she feels confident about or accomplished. It's funny because I know a couple of strippers who will brag about making thousands of dollars a night. So regardless if that's what she does, she's proud that she makes thousands of dollars a night. So she has this going for herself. When she looks at you, she's like, what are you doing? What do you got going for yourself? She's going to judge what kind of car you got because she's like, bro, I make more money than you. Again, she has put herself slightly above you. And you're thinking like, you're a stripper, but you're judging me? Yeah, she is. How arrogant, right? So she might feel like she's elevated herself to a level many have not achieved, and she set herself apart from others, or like she's in a class of her own, and she doesn't want to mingle with the likes of lesser value men. Can we go back to the point where she has put herself above you in her own mind? You have been judged. You have been devalued. Okay? What she doesn't understand is, men, we don't give a fuck about what school you went to, how many years you were in it, what career job you have, how much money you make. You know why? Let me tell you why we don't care. It's not like that those things aren't valuable. It's not like those things are commendable. It's that men, by definition, like not boys or just a male, but a man, he doesn't depend on a woman to support him financially, to shelter him, to clothe him. He doesn't look for women to provide those things if he's a man. So you having these things, these accolades to feel proud about, you putting yourself in a cycle of unfulfillment, because no man is going to value you because you went to college. No man is going to value you because you have an education, or because you have a high-paying job, or because your car is newer than his. He has his own car. He has his own aspirations and his own goals, his own dreams. Will a man still date you? Yeah. But if you weren't judgmental, and if you didn't let what you've accomplished put you in a headspace where you can put him down or devalue him. That's what women need to understand. Stop talking about, I'm Miss Independent and I do this and I do that. No man cares. Now, Neo made a song years ago. She's independent. Cute, right? In that song, he wasn't saying that he wanted to date her because she was successful. In that song, he's saying that he was happy with her having ambition, and she goes out, she was a go-getter. Yeah, that men value. You are a go-getter, you have ambition, you don't quit, you persevere through any adversity. Oh my God, that's attractive. But how much money you make? Women, we don't care. You can work at Taco Bell. If you get up and go to work and you just take care of your business, a man will want to help you. A man will want to stand right by your side, because he's like, man, my girl, she gets up and go to work, whether it don't matter what day of the week it is. If it's a shift, she's a go-getter. And you can make $10 an hour, and a man is like, you know, I got me a go-getter. And then what happens over the course of years, your ambition gets you to higher levels of financial stability. And then he's like, he was there the whole time. The problem could be that when you finally make it to a point where you make more money than him, then you put yourself above him again. Now, the problem happened again. The relationship is doomed. The relationship is doomed. You can't put yourself above the man. You can't. It won't be a happy ending. It won't be a successful relationship ever. Stop. halt, cease to exist. Don't do it. But they're doing it. Okay. Third sign is that she'll likely fall for the guy who has some things going for herself, because obviously that's something important to her. She went out there and did that for herself. She'll fall for the man who got some stuff going for herself. But if this man is a liar or a deceiver, or he withhold information, he lies by omission, he's secretive, she'll fall for him, and she'll find herself getting her feelings hurt, because when she's pregnant by him, they've been together for 2 years, and she finds out that he's an alcoholic, but he never drunk around her. Now she's like, you didn't dodge anything, sweetie. You being judgmental didn't help you, didn't prevent anything. Use your judgment, but you need to collect data, information, evidence before you make an assumption. Okay? That's the point here. So, character traits of a judgmental woman, and the reason why you need to run, fellas, immediately. I got 10. She's arrogant. She's argumentative. She's controlling. She's condescending. She's self-righteous. She's demeaning. She's a dictator. She's dismissive. She has defensiveness. And she is detached. She forgot where she came from. She forgot that before she became who she is now, that she was in your shoes or in anyone else's shoes, where she didn't have the means to connect the dots. She didn't have everything that she wanted. She didn't have everything figured out. It was a struggle. And for you to judge somebody who is currently in the struggle when you know that you've gone through a struggle is delusional. And you don't need that. You know, as a man, we don't need a judgmental woman. Your judgment has no use in a healthy relationship. So I hope this video helps my fellas out. If you feel like you've been judged by a woman and you don't like the way it feels, and you're thinking to yourself, maybe she was right, or you're feeling down on yourself and you're like, man, you don't know if you should stay or go. No, you should go. You should go. The relationship is already on the wrong path, because this person has already put themselves above you. She's probably going to try to be the more dominant one in a relationship, controlling, telling you what you need to do and how you need to do things. And you're never going to like it. Even if you think you could tolerate it, because I ain't never had a woman this supportive or this successful or this educated or whatever it is, you're going to be miserable that entire relationship. Because I think as men, we're only going to be comfortable in a relationship where we have the freedom to play the man role. And we're the only ones in the relationship playing the man role. It is okay for women to lead. I do believe that. But I feel like it's something that when you don't lead, she picks up. That's okay. When you can't lead, she picks up. That's okay. But her trying to lead and you being a leader is going to be a battle. The entire relationship. It's toxic. It's a toxic cycle. You're going to be able to hear this when you argue with her. Whenever you guys get into a spat, you're going to see that there's never a resolution, because she's not backing down and you're not backing down. You'll hear subtle things come out her mouth like, I don't care. I don't care. Believe her, she doesn't. If she cared, then she would have empathy and compassion for you. And she'd be able to understand. She'd seek understanding. She doesn't do that. Well, my name is Jerome. This is a superb word. If you like the content, please like and subscribe. And I'll be dropping videos every Tuesday and Thursday from here on out. So I'll put it on the schedule. And I look forward to talking to you soon. All right.